This is probably the most anticipated iPhone line of phones ever, and that's because there are a lot of rumors going round about a certain change iPhone users have been screaming for the past 5 years or so: the removal of the annoying iPhone notch. So today we're going to be looking at everything we know about the upcoming iPhone 14. Hello and welcome to Appleflare, your one-stop for all the latest tech reviews and Apple news. Be sure to like, share and subscribe, and if you have any thoughts or comments, let us know down below. Now let's get into it. Design. Of course the phones haven't launched yet, but a lot of renders indicate that Apple has finally listened and will remove the notch from their screens. This is thanks to the fact that Apple has reportedly found a way to hide the necessary sensors for Face ID under the pixels of the screen. At the moment, the most recent sources confirm that the replacement for the notch will be a hole and a punch. However, this modification will only be present on the Pro models, that is, it will be reserved for the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. Leaked CAD designs for the standard iPhone 14 and 14 Max still show the notch and a design almost identical to that of the iPhone 13. Regarding colors, it's still too early to have concrete information. What circulates among the rumors is that at least one of these models may have a titanium finish, a very light and a very resistant material. And something we could see in some countries is an additional model without a physical SIM slot. What sizes will the iPhone 14 series come in? For the first time in a long time, rumors say that Apple will modify the iPhone models. We should expect to see both a Pro and a No Pro large 6.7-inch screen models in addition to the standard 6.1-inch models. Apple is reportedly ditching the mini model, possibly because the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 13 mini have not had the level of sales that Apple aspired to. And in place of that, Apple will debut the iPhone 14 Max, which is basically the regular iPhone 14 in a bigger form factor. It will also carry a 6.7-inch screen like the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Other leaks say that the Pro models will have a little more height, although they are contradicted by some leaked CAD plans that add thickness to the terminal and even larger cameras. The absence of the notch will cause a slight increase in the diagonal of the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro Max to 6.12 and 6.69 inches respectively. It's a very small difference that we probably wouldn't notice too much beyond slightly thinner edges. One function that we could see on these screens may be the arrival of the always-on display. Ross Young believes that we will see it, although at the moment he does not push his hand in the fire for it. This technology will require screens with a variable frequency of at least 1 Hz. The new lock screen widgets in iOS 16 are a pretty good clue to what that always-on screen might look like. As to whether we would have a folding model, at the moment there is no information to corroborate it beyond patents and other clues that indicate that Apple is developing the technology for it. But the safest bet is that it will not arrive with the iPhone 14, if not later. It might even come sooner on an iPad. What features will the iPhone 14 have? Although there are no rumors that describe it, it is obvious to bet on a new chip in the iPhone 14 that exceeds the power of the A15 present on the iPhone 13. Tentatively, we can expect it to be called the A16 chip, and possibly they would be the first Apple chips with 3nm technology from TSMC. That means they'll be able to deliver more performance while consuming lesser power. However, there are several rumors that this new chip will only be present in the Pro models. The standard iPhone 14 and 14 Max would continue to carry the A15 chip, possibly due to the worldwide chip shortage issue. This has only happened once when Apple released the iPhone 5C with the same chip as the iPhone 5 and put the new chip only in the iPhone 5S, and this was also due to component shortages. But what do we know? Apple could be starting a new trend. In any case, it seems that some performance increase could still be achieved in the new phones. The latest rumors also suggest that we will have 6GB of RAM in the iPhone 14 Pro, and it will be faster. And one of the lenses will be 48 megapixels to be able to record video in 8K quality and or take 12 megapixel night photos at much higher quality. Until now, Apple has not offered that recording quality in any of its products. As for storage, it is rumored that the most expensive models can have 2 TB. Returning to RAM, the standard iPhone 14 would also have 6 GB. Regarding the battery, there are leaks of its specific mAh depending on each model, and it seems that there are slight increases in all of them except in the case of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Regarding connectivity, we would continue with a Lightning port, although it could adopt a USB 3.0 data transfer rate and be 10 times faster. And perhaps we could see the end of the physical SIM card, at least in some of the iPhone 14 models, as a first step to get rid of them permanently. The arrival of some molds in the rumors also indicates even larger cameras than those of the iPhone 13, which would allow better autofocus and lighting in video calls. Cooling. The high-end iPhone models starting in 2022 are also expected to start employing a vapor chamber thermal technology, which Apple is allegedly aggressively testing. Because of their more powerful chips and a quicker 5G connection rate, high-end iPhones will need the VC thermal system. Vapor chamber cooling technology, which keeps a device cooler when it's under a lot of stress, is already employed in smartphones from brands like Samsung, Razer, and LG. Although it is unknown whether the vapor chamber thermal system will satisfy Apple's exacting standards, the company is attempting to improve it, and high-end models of the upcoming phones may use it. When will the iPhone 14 be available? Most likely, Apple will announce the iPhone 14 at an event in late summer 2022 in the typical keynote of early or mid-September. The launch, if the component crisis and logistical problems allow it, would be at the end of the same month. At the moment, the information about its production indicates that everything is going well. How much will the iPhone 14 sell for? Since there won't be a cheaper 5.4-inch small model, we expect the pricing structure for the iPhone 14 models to change slightly from the current range. The larger 6.7-inch iPhone 14 Max that has been predicted could cost under $900. In light of this, we anticipate that the starting lineup will cost between $800 and $1,000, depending on the model and size. The new larger model may potentially have an impact on Pro pricing. Leaks, according to Apple Pro on Twitter, suggest that Apple is currently considering raising the pricing of the Pro iPhones by $100 each, bringing the iPhone 14 Pro to $1,099 and the iPhone 14 Pro Max to $1,199. The account cites increasing production costs and the need to provide more than $100 difference between the 14 Max and the 14 Pro. There are still a few weeks to go before the September keynote, in which we will meet the successor to the iPhone 13, but speculation about it and its different variants is becoming more and more frequent. So this is everything we know about the iPhone 14 while we wait for its arrival. If you have any questions about the new iPhone 14 coming soon, let us know in the comment section below. Thanks! According to another report in June, Apple will raise the price of the Pro versions by $100 in 2022, with the iPhone 14 Pro starting at $1,099 and the Pro Max starting at $1,199. With the anticipated removal of the small model, the entry-level model would most likely start at $799, while the iPhone 14 Max model will cost $899. That's everything we know about the upcoming iPhone 14. Which of these features are you most excited about? Let us know in the comment section.